Britain ordering tens of millions of a French vaccine before the European Union has been declared yet another Brexit victory for the UK by a leading Frexiteer, who has sent a huge warning to Emmanuel Macron. The European Union and President Macron did not secure pre-orders of the French-produced Valneva vaccine after talks collapsed with the firm earlier this year. But in yet another major boost for Brexit Britain, the jabs are instead being made available to the UK first. Boris Johnson's government has reportedly secured an order for 190 million doses, with the first 60 million of the 100 million doses set to continue into the first quarter of next year, with the remainder due in 2022. British officials also have the option to buy an additional 90 million doses that would be delivered between 2023 and 2025, sending the total value of the order surging to £1.2 billion. The manufacturing process will take place in Livingston, Scotland. But the EU and France failed to secure an agreement with Valneva to deliver vaccine doses to the bloc. Talks with the pharmaceutical firm began at the start of 2020 but dramatically collapsed on the grounds the French company had not fulfilled the conditions for marketing in Europe. This has infuriated Generation Frexit President Charles-Henri Gallois, who agrees this is another big victory for Brexit Britain and perfectly illustrates why France should ramp up plans to leave the EU as soon as possible. He told Express.co.uk, "This is another big victory for Brexit Britain. It shows one more time that an independent country is much more efficient and agile than the bureaucratic EU." He added, "It's hard to say if Frexit may happen sooner rather than later as everyone is focused on COVID-19 crisis. They may not see the link with the EU and only blame Macron, which is co-responsible. When we do the accounts, after the crisis, I think that it will be a great advertising for Frexit as the EU has handled it so badly." Mr. Gallois also lashed out at the terrible mistake made by the EU in not being able to secure millions of the Valneva vaccine for the bloc, while also branding it a total disaster. He is also furious at Brussels pressing ahead with the CureVac vaccine from Germany. At the end of June, the firm admitted its jab was only 48% effective in the final analysis of its pivotal mass trial, just slightly better than the 47% reported after an initial readout 2 weeks earlier. The Generation Frexit president raged, "It's a terrible mistake and a shame for France. The obsession to have an EU solution and purchase by Macron is a total disaster. We had the rollout 3 months after the UK for Pfizer and AstraZeneca and the EU is not taking into account this French vaccine. The EU does not want to order this French vaccine but in the meantime, it has ordered many doses of the German vaccine CureVac which appears to be only efficient at 48%. The EU works for Germany and not for France. It's not a surprise." Speaking in April, after Valneva had called off the talks with the EU, the firm's chief executive Thomas Lingelbach expressed his frustration having gone in circles without progress. Just weeks later, a dozen EU member states, including France and Germany, indicated they wanted to order vaccines themselves rather than through the bloc's procurement system. Valneva Chief Financial Officer David Lawrence said at the time the company is speaking with various governments. He added, "We believe that our inactivated vaccine can make a major contribution to the ongoing fight against the pandemic and remain committed to bringing it to market."